channel, and if this is your first time here, welcome to you too. Thank you for clicking this video. Thank you for wanting to watch me, little old me. Yes, I am wearing clothes, but I was trying to get it as focused up on my face because I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me, so that involves me doing a whole lot of makeups which goes on my face. Let's get right into this video. So I'm a multitasker, and my husband sometimes does not like that about me because I'll do 101 things at the same time. I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do laundry, and he's like, can you just ask me to help you or chill or relax? Anyways, with this video, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone and do a get ready with me, and also just share with you guys some of what I've learned throughout my almost year and a half of marriage. I wanted to give tips to a newlywed, or somebody who just got married, or somebody who just got engaged, and some, tips in advance to prepare you. No, I'm not going to use this video to bash men. I'm not going to use this video to instill some kind of fear into you, or to make you think that in your first years of marriage you're going to get divorced, or it's scary and blah blah blah. I had so many people tell me all sorts of stuff when I got engaged or just before I got married, and my husband and I made a commitment and a choice to, we heard it, but we chose to do us. And whether somebody else went through that, we didn't want to claim that or receive that. So there are still some common things, and that's what I want to share with you, some tips and such. But let's get right into this. So I've already moisturized my face. I used a Garnier moisturizing something, not important. But I'm going to go in again and use my e.l.f. primer and prime this bad boy. Mikey and I are actually going out tonight. He's at work, but when he gets home he's going to relax a little bit, and then we will get going. We're going to a vegan restaurant because we are now vegan. I've been wanting to do a video about that, or even like sharing meals with you guys. But anyways, we'll get into that. So we're going to a vegan restaurant on a double date with some old friends of mine. Mikey's actually never even met them yet, so that will be fun. I'm going to go in with the foundation of all foundations. Rihanna killed it with this Fenty. So I'm going to go in. I am the color, I can't even remember, what am I? 350, which is so crazy because my mom, her number's higher than mine, which would make you think that my mom was darker than me, but she's not. So, but yeah, literally her foundations, Rihanna's foundations, are like a whole science in itself. But tip number one, I want to tell you guys to buckle your seatbelts. Like, when I say that you are in for a ride, you guys are in for a ride. And rides are fun. Rides are fun. Who does not like to go to Disneyland? Who doesn't like to go to, I don't know, wherever you guys live, but we have this thing called Playland here. Who doesn't like to go on a roller coaster? Roller coasters are fun. That's what they're meant for. They're not meant to scare you. So when I say that you're in for a ride, you're in for a ride. There's going to be times where your tummy's turning, just like on a roller coaster. There's going to be a time where you're like laughing and having fun. But just know that it's all fun. So this foundation is not a full coverage, which I usually love. Not because I have like crazy acne or anything, but I have acne scars from when I was in high school, and I did have crazy acne. Like, it wasn't crazy, but I just wouldn't want it, period. And so I had that. And so face care is something I definitely want to be able to invest in at some point. That point is just not right now. Tip number two, make sure your own personal relationship with the Lord is on fleek. I don't want to say don't worry about your spouse's relationship, but I want to say focus on your own personal relationship with the Lord first, instead of nagging your spouse or your future spouse on where they should be or where they aren't or where they need to be and blah 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 blah. Make sure your relationship with the Lord is on fleek, because when you have that, Christ will then be enough for you. When you have that, you'll be able to see things in your own self. But anyways, that's a whole nother tip, so let me not give too much away. Oh yeah, so like I was saying, this foundation is a medium coverage. And so what I tend to do is spot treatment, and I'll just kind of dab in on the areas where I would like that full coverage, and it works fine. So if you have crazy acne or breakouts or anything like that, this foundation will still work for you. You just gotta layer up in the areas where you need it, not all over, just where you need it. I love to watch Raven Ella's TV, and she has severe acne. She's gorgeous, but she has severe acne, and she uses the same Fenty foundation, and she has managed to cover up everything, and she looked beat. So it works. It's awesome. It's bomb. Bomb.com. So now I'm going to go in and do a little bit of a contour. Give your girl a little bit more of a structured face. We'll go in right here, and I'm using just good old Wet n Wild. It's actually just their foundation stick, I think. Oh no, never mind. It's their contour stick. Normally, oh, they're vegan. I didn't know that. That's so cute. Normally, I used to use, I think it was the NYX. No, I can't remember, but it was a foundation stick. But I saw this in Target. No, we don't have Target here in Canada, but I was across the border and I saw this, and I've seen a few people on YouTube use it. So I was like, why not? I'm no makeup guru, so don't be taking tips from me, because I might lead you astray. Back into those tips. Number 3. First of all, you can't change your spouse, but you can pray for them. Don't try and change your spouse. Don't nag them to be somebody who you would like them to be. Don't go looking at other people's spouses and saying that they need to be like that and so does it, so you should do it. Don't do that. What you can do is pray for them, and also open your eyes and realize you're not perfect either. So don't expect your spouse to be. If you're not perfect, or if you're not all that your husband or your wife wants you to be, don't expect that from them. You know, we all have our own little flaws, and over time we will be perfected as long as we have that relationship with the Lord on fleek. The Lord will daily perfect us. So don't nag, just pray it out. And it's not always easy, trust me, ladies. It is not always easy. I'm not saying I've never nagged. You could ask my husband. I've done that before. But I try not to. There's plenty of times where I bite my tongue or I just say, Lord, and you choose your battles. It just makes your husband feel like crap when you just nag him all the time. Okay, so number 4, receiving advice is awesome. And not everything you need to receive and apply. But especially don't receive or apply advice from people who are either A, single, because they just have no clue. They've never been there, so they're speaking from just what they assume. B, I wouldn't take advice from people who are either in a broken marriage or divorced, because clearly it didn't work out for them, so you don't want that same situation for yourself. You don't want to go down the path that they went down. So keep your relationship as much as possible between you, God, and your spouse. Now, Mikey and I, Mikey is my husband, if you're new to this channel. Mikey and I, we have our premarital counselors who we talk to every once in a while, which I think we've only gone to them maybe once or twice in the year and a half, who we go to if we need any sort of direction or advice or anything. And that's really about it. Like, we don't talk to our spouse, our friends about our marriage. We don't talk to our parents. We don't talk to all the people. I left my beauty blender, but that's okay. We got fingers. But yeah, so I wouldn't go talking to everybody about, you know, your marriage and all that you're going through and blah, blah, blah. Pray it out with your spouse together and individually, and communicate with each other. You know, talking to other people could always just make it even worse. And sometimes they'll be giving you advice that is ungodly and more fleshly, so just keep them out of it. It's worked fine for us. Sorry, I had to do a bit of touch-ups. Okay, what's next? I did highlight. No, I didn't do highlight. That's what I'm going to do next. Actually, no, I'll do that last. Let's do these eyebrows. Get these eyebrows on fleek. I feel like I look really pale in this camera. Whatever. I'll blame it on winter. So tip number 5 is find something you both enjoy and be intentional about doing it together. The worst thing you can do is spend quality time, you know, watching movies and sitting there in silence just watching. I mean, if you watch the movies and you guys are talking during that, fine. I know some couples do that. Mikey and I do that sometimes. But try and do something where you guys can actually engage with one another, not just sitting in the same room or, you know, you want to get to know your spouse over time. You don't want to just be living with somebody who you just, you know, have fun, sexy times with, and then that's it. You guys need to communicate and spend that intentional time together. So whether it may be, you know, Mikey and I, we like to work out together, or we play cards. We're old people. We play Big Two all the time. Find something that you guys both enjoy doing and be intentional about doing it. Because nowadays, days just get busier and busier. We are not going to just randomly have all of a sudden a bunch of hours in a day, like spare hours. So you got to make the time. Prioritize your marriage. Marriage, if you're not intentional with spending time with each other, so much days will go by, and then you're living with this person, you're just doing, and it can get really tiring. But when you're spending time with each other, you guys are a team, you're working together, and that makes marriage a lot more enjoyable. When you're in like full-time ministry, you can get so busy, caught up doing good work, you know, it's ministry. But remember, your marriage is also a ministry. It should be your first ministry. So being intentional and prioritizing is key. Always, because you don't want to come home to a bitter house. You don't want to come home and not feel peace in your home. Home should be your safe place. Okay. I hate doing eyebrows, honestly. Like, I feel like neither of my eyebrows never quite look the same. Whatever. This eye always looks bigger. And this, whatever. Whatever. We'll just work with it. Okay, get my spoolie and just brush it all out. Because I don't like those, like, edgy lines. Yeah, see? They look completely different, but yellow? Can I use that term Can I use that term, like, in the context of eyebrows? Whatever. Okay, so tip number 6. Got my blush on. Choose your battles. It's so important. Because sometimes you might be so tempted to just get upset because you know you just finished spending 20 minutes washing up all those dishes, and then he just went and put that one dirty cup in the sink all by its lonesome self when it would have taken him 30 seconds to wash it. But it's not worth arguing over it. What I tend to do is I'll wash it and say, babe, can you next time just wash the cup? Or I'll turn into a joke, like, boy, you could have just washed the one cup. And then we just kind of laugh it off. He washes it and then we move on. But choose your battles. And know that tone and body language speak way louder than the actual words you're saying. So it's not worth getting upset over at all. Have I been telling you guys what other stuff I was using? I don't even know. All I did was my blush. I don't even know what this is. I think I found it in like Ross or something. And then my eyebrows, I literally just use like some brown eyeshadow with a little bit of coconut oil just to give it like that waxy. And I have a wax, but I don't know, I like this better. And this eyeshadow, it's just an e.l.f. eyeshadow, which I love. It's called Brownie Points. Hey. It's like a it's a brown color, so it's pretty neutral on me, but it has a bit of a shimmer. And so it's neutral, it's casual, it's neutral, and it's still cute. It gives me a little bit of a smoky eye because it's a little bit of a darker brown than my actual color, so I just kind of put it all over the place. And it just gives like a bit of a subtle smoky eye look, which I kind of think is cute. I go like even all up in there. I put it on my lid first, and then I do the same thing and I go a little bit higher than my lid. Dab it all over the place. Tip number 7, make sure that you guys pray and read together. Like, it's so important that you have your alone time and you are having that one-on-one relationship with the Lord, because at the end of the day, when Jesus returns, he's not going to ask you, you know, what did you and your husband do together? No, he's going to say, you know, he's going to base it on what you alone did. So did you read? Did you pray? Did you do this? Did you do that? So of course, make sure that your personal relationship with the Lord is on fleek. But there's just something powerful and beautiful about a couple coming together and actually reading and praying together. You know, when they're able to grow together and discuss the word together and encourage each other and reflect on, it's really powerful for a marriage. So I would advise you guys to do that. Shoot, I just got mascara. Okay, I got mascara on my eyelid. I can't remember where I found this out. But when you get mascara on your eyelid, take like, not the same spoolie that you're using for your mascara, but take like a random spoolie. This is a spoolie like that I just bought on its own, and use that to wipe off the mascara, and it comes off so perfectly. It's bomb. So yeah. But then it also might take off some of your eyeshadow, so just go back in a little bit and dab some of that. Where did I put the brush for my eyeshadow? Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so just make sure you guys pray and read together. Find the time to do that together. It doesn't necessarily have to be daily. You know, you make sure you're doing your own daily stuff. But if you can at least do that together like 3, 4, 5 times a week. Mikey and I, we try to do it just before we go to bed. So we'll read like a couple's devotion together, or even discussing what I read or what he read and sharing that with each other. Something like that even. It's nice. And just hearing like your spouse's intake on it and helping you to understand, or maybe you might even help them with what you read, kind of thing. Do you guys put on mascara with your mouth open? I do, and I'm really trying really hard to keep it closed. But if I just talk, you guys won't notice that it's being left open. I don't know if you guys have noticed. If you're new to this channel, then you clearly haven't. But if you're, you know, a day one or so, you guys probably know that I love me some natural makeup looks, even though I do put on quite a bit of makeup. Tip number 8, encourage your spouse when he or she does something good. Big or little, try your best to encourage them. What you want to do is be your spouse's #1 support system. That way they feel like they can come to you and confide in you. And when you encourage them to do certain things, they're more likely to repeat those certain things. If I come home and I notice that my husband has washed the dishes, I'll make sure I'll thank him for that or appreciate him for that, because he'll realize that it actually means a lot to me, and so he'll want to do that more. Or if I've noticed that he spread the bed, I'll be like, thanks for spreading the bed for me, babe. And when he notices that I'm thankful for those things, he'll want to do those things a lot more. So tip number 9, on the contrary to finding things that you guys like to do together, also be selfless and do things that your spouse enjoys. So you might not necessarily enjoy doing some of the things that he or she enjoys, but it'll mean the world for them if you do the things that they enjoy. And I'm not saying you must always do that, but take turns, you know, 1 week or one date day, do something that your spouse wants to do. Another date day, do something that you want to do, and go back and forth. Because if they're always pouring in and having it your way, no. So I'm just going in with my e.l.f. highlight. I love this highlight because it's like the perfect color, and it's not super dramatic, but it's good enough where that you do see it, but it's not like, oh dang. I'm not like an extra person when it comes to my highlights, so I love this one. I actually finished my last one and I went and bought another one of these. But yeah, so tip number 10, and I always preach this on Instagram, marriage is what you make it. It's what you make it. Not what your spouse makes it, it's what you make it. So if you wake up in the morning and you choose to have a good day, and you choose to love on your spouse, and you choose to commit to your vows, and you choose, then nothing else will be able to hinder you from anything else. The enemy will try, but again, you have to make that choice. And so don't rely on your spouse to make you happy. Don't rely on your spouse to fulfill certain things. Choose to know that Christ is enough, and be happy and content with all that you are and all that you have and all that your husband is or all that your wife is. Be content with who they are, and choose to find joy in the things that they're good at and the things that they do for you instead of the things that they don't do for you. It's a choice that you have to make. Otherwise, you'll look at all the negatives and all the flaws, and it'll easily make you feel hurt, or it'll easily make you look at another person or another person's marriage, and don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do. Focus on you, focus on your marriage, focus on your spouse, and be content with it. Choose to have joy in your house. I think I have I have a little thing over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh no, you guys can only see the loved one, but on top of the loved one I have a little another square that says choose joy, and that's something I love to look at, and it brings me back when I'm sometimes not choosing joy. But choose joy, choose laughter, choose peace. Sometimes you just gotta laugh it out or dance it out. Do that. That's fine. Confuse the enemy. So really, this is it for my look today, and those are my 10 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment below if you guys have any other questions, whether it be about my makeup, about my tips, or about, you know, how my first year and a half or so of marriage is going. It's been, actually it's been a year and 4 months, so not quite a year and a half yet. 2 more months until a year and a half. But I hope I helped you guys a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys also give this video a thumbs up. Just want to let you guys know I love you, and I pray that as you get on this new journey, whether it be of marriage or of engagement, I hope that during this whole process that you really just trust in the Lord. Don't look around and how other people's marriages are going, because that could be very depressing and discouraging. But just focus on the Lord, and focus on you and your spouse, and just know that as long as you guys have the Lord at the center of it all, game, you're good, you're fine. God's got your back. Love you guys. God bless. Have a good one. Bye.